Hi, this is Akash Srivastav and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video I am going to teach you about the general formula for alkane, alkenes and alkynes and what is called homologous series, and finally introduction to the functional groups and some examples related to it. So yesterday I had given some questions, so here are the answers. So let's start solving. So I have written some molecules. Can you tell the names of these molecules? Let's write. Here there is one carbon atom, so it should be met, the prefix, and it is there is no double bond, all the single bonds, and it is a single carbon. There is no carbon single bond, so it comes in the category of alkane. So this is methane. Now for this compound, likewise, two carbons, it, and there is single bond, no double and triple bond, so ethane. Here propane. Here four carbon atoms, butane. All are single bonds. For pent, it is pentane. Now you see all are alkanes, okay, and the carbon atoms, the number of carbon atoms is increasing by 1. Here 1, here 2, here 3, here 4, here 5. Now I am giving you a shortcut trick, means not I am giving, there is a shortcut formula which you can remember, which is called the general formula. So these all are alkanes. So I am giving here the title alkanes. So the general formula is CnH2n plus 2. What is N? N is the number of carbon atoms. So if you put here 1, suppose you put here 1, suppose you put 2, you will get the formula for these compounds. Like for methane, number of carbon atoms is 1. C1H 2 into 1 plus 2 is CH 2 and the 2 plus 2 4, CH4. Likewise for ethane, number of carbon atoms is 2. We can write here 2H 2 2 4 plus 2 6. So count here 2 carbon atoms and 3 plus 3 is 6. So these are called also called condensed formula, and this you can say structural formula. You can write even hydrogens in different bonds. Likewise for propane it will be C3H 2 3 are 6 plus 2 8. 3 plus 3 is 6 7 8. C4H 2 4 are 8 plus 2 10. C5H 2 5 are 10 plus 2 12. This is not actually studio, so ignore the background sounds which are coming, making an unnecessary interruption. So if you, let's start. If you see all the formulas, molecular formulas, there is something you can notice, that all the successive members are differing from each other by a CH2 group. These two are differing by a CH2 group, CH2 group. Any two you take, you see there is a difference of CH2. So from this you can know what does homologous series means. Homologous series means a series of organic compounds whose successive members differ by this CH2 group. Like alkanes, alkenes and alkynes also have general formula, which is CnH2n for alkenes and CnH2n minus 2 for alkynes. Now for alkanes, the simplest member is methane, which has one carbon atom. But for alkenes and alkynes, there can't be an alkene with one carbon atom. Why there can't be alkene with one carbon atom? Because in alkene there must be a double bond, and for to make a double bond, we need two carbon atoms. And similarly, to make a triple bond, we also need two carbon atoms. So the simplest member of alkene is what? Ethyne, C2 2 to the 4 H4, which you can write like this also. And the simplest member for this is ethene, and the simplest member for alkynes is what? C2 H2 minus 2 2 to the 4 minus 2 2, which you can write like this. This is ethyne. This has a common name. Ethene is also called ethylene. This is ethyne. It is also called acetylene. Methane is called Mars gas. Now moving to the functional group. So let's start the functional group part. So you have seen what alkane, alkenes and alkynes are. Now if any one of these groups are present, then when you do a reaction, there is a possibility that these will be the most reactive parts of the molecular species. Okay, and that is why these are called functional groups. Suppose in taking an example, a pentane chain, in that compound there is an OH. So there is a possibility reaction you do that will affect this OH. So these are the functional groups. These are the active sites in an organic molecules. If these are present, then these make that part active. Functional group. There can be more. I have written some, and the main ones. For alcohols, the structure is OH. Means when OH is present, it is an alcohol. For aldehyde and ketones are together called the carbonyl groups. This group is called carbonyl. When H is there, then it is called what? Aldehyde. When there are carbons, then it is called ketone. This is COOH, is for carboxylic acid. In organic acids, you will find COOH. For ether, ROR. What is R? R is an alkyl group. Alkyl group I will tell you in the coming videos. Esters, when COO from the acid, H is replaced by R, and amines, it is NH2. Now for these compound there are some prefix and suffix. Main important ones are suffix, but if in a compound there are two or more functional groups, if only one functional group is present, you will use only the suffix. But if two or more functional groups are present in the same compound, then you have to give a priority to one. So the one you give priority, you will use its suffix, and the one which is less prior, you will write its prefix. So for halides, halides are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. For halides, both can be used, anyone can be used. So the prefix is halo and the suffix is IDE. For alcohols, if the prefix is hydroxy and the suffix is OL, all. For aldehydes, it is AL, prefix formyl. You write, you can pause and write this in your copy. It will be very helpful when I solve next um, when I solve questions, this for carboxylic acid is oic acid. For ROR there is no suffix, there is prefix alkoxy. For esters, alkoxy carbonyl suffix is oit. For amines, it is called amine is used when used in suffix. Now let's start the IUPAC name of these compounds. How to write the names? Now here, how many carbon atoms are there? 3. Now suppose this group was not there and there was CH3. Then what? The name would have been meth it prop. For 3 carbon atoms, it is propane, all single bonds, ignoring this propane. But here there is no CH3, the name is not propane. And see in the table which I showed earlier, that what is the suffix for COOH group? It is oic acid. So it is OIC acid. Now there is a rule. Since there is a vowel, here also a vowel. So when 2 vowels are there, you have to remove one vowel and from the parent name. And so we will write propanoic acid. Next, this compound. If there was no OH group and there was CH3, then the name would have been ethane. Now, since there is an OH group, see the table, the suffix is OL for alcohol. So this is a vowel, this is a vowel, you will remove the E and write OL. It is called ethanol. This compound, meth prop, it must be propane if this was not there. Ketone, there must be ONE, you have to write suffix. So here also a vowel, here also a vowel. We will write propanol. The common name of this compound is acetone, which is frequently used in labs. When you study in class 11 or 12 or in higher studies, you will use this often. Generally used to rinse the instruments in the lab. This compound, the name should be methane if chlorine was not there and another H was there. So what will be the name? It will be in your table C. The name will be chloro. Halo is the prefix and this is methane, so we write methane. For halite, prefix and suffix both are used, so you can also write like this: methyl chloride. Now why I wrote methane? So few minutes earlier I was talking about what is the alkyl group R. So when we suppose this is CH4 methane, when we remove one hydrogen, it will become CH3. And then since carbon atom will have 4 bonds, so when we put a substituent, so this is not called methane, methane is CH4, so we replace A and E by YL, so it is called methyl. You will understand more when I will show you more examples in the upcoming videos. So these are the IUPAC names for this compound. Now for the final one, how many carbon atoms are there? 5. So it must have been pentane. But since there is this group COOH, for COOH you see what is this? It is an aldehyde. See in your table. So for aldehyde we wrote Al. So this is a vowel, this is a vowel. We remove the E. If there is, if this is not a vowel, what is vowel? A, E, I, O, U. If this is not a vowel, then no need to erase this. You write here directly. In most compound, two vowels comes together. So this is all for today, and I'm giving you some home task. I was glad to see that some of you had sent the task in my Instagram ID.